And a warm welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Melinda Kinlami. On the program today, academic activities grind to a halt in most universities as ASUU strike gets underway nationwide. All Progressive Grand Alliance ABGA begins governorship primaries in Anambra State. And Child Health Care Week observed at the Enugu State Teaching Hospital. It's day 8 of the protest by concerned citizens of Nigeria as they continue to demand that the president return from London or resign his position. However, members of the anti-Buhari group appear to have changed their tactics today. Singing songs of disenchantment, the group marched through the streets of the nation's capital, Abuja, to the Wuse market to drum up support for their cause. But it wasn't all smooth sailing as most sympathizers of the president confronted them inside the market, forcing policemen to disperse the crowd.
We are challenging everybody. Yes. History will be unkind to those who participated in 2010, but who are nowhere to be found today. History will be unkind to our generation and the generation of our fathers if we fail to ask questions. Yes. Those who say we do not have the right to ask questions, they are not only being unfair to this country, they are the greatest problem of this country. We know that their mumu never do, but ours, our own, don't do. And you can see what the country is becoming gradually. There's money wraps all over Unity Fountain because the government has done an empowerment program here yesterday. Hey. The government is doing an empowerment program. The government is doing an empowerment program, wasting our money in London. They don't only waste our money in London, they ferry aides, propaganda people, or that's presidential aides of the president. They ferry them to the UK. Our governors go to the UK. It's left for our traditional rulers and the civil society to be going to the UK to visit the president. The president has become a tourist attraction. And now they have turned Unity Fountain to a factory where they share money. You know, and so these are the key issues that Nigeria has never gone this low before.
Full day of the strike called by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU. The compliance is not total, as reported by some of our correspondents monitoring institutions across the country. At the University of Calabar, Cross River State, classrooms are empty as lecturers there fully comply with the strike order, but the students want the issues resolved as soon as possible.
I was supposed to commence my final year exams in 2 weeks. But as things stand at the moment, we're thinking of going to next year also, which is not good enough. It's depressing to wake up in the morning to realize you're having extra years in school. You see, when this nation, when this country think of developing, we should develop more on the youth. The youth at their prime and the higher institutions. When these youth are left loose, they engage in crimes and other unholy activities that will bring this country to bear. So I think government should look into the agreement they signed with ASUU and implement it without reservations.
It's different strokes for lecturers at the Obafemi Awolowo University in Ile-Ife, Osun State. They appear to have defied that order, choosing instead to conclude the first semester examinations, which began yesterday. A trip round the campus showed students writing their papers under the supervision of their lecturers, while others were sighted studying for the examination, which are expected to be concluded on September the 2nd. Everything appears normal at the University of Port Harcourt, River State. Our correspondent reports that the strike does not seem to be in effect. At the University of Lagos in Akoka, the ASUU chapter says it will join the action tomorrow, although lectures have been stopped. A professor of Information and Communication Technology at the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, Imo State, tells us about ASUU's demands.
There was an agreement between ASUU and the federal government during the Jonathan regime And that agreement, certain conditions were laid down. Certain things the government will do. There were no infrastructure in most of our universities. Some of the universities in Nigeria could not even make within the first 200 universities in the world. The abysmally low infrastructure for teaching and learning and research prompted us to go on strike at that time. And then the federal government came up that they are going to fulfill those conditions. But up to now, those conditions were not met. Even the salary structure that they agreed to review, because Nigerian lecturers in Nigerian universities were the poorest paid all over the world. Even Benin Republic, Ghana, Cameroon, and so on and so forth. Their lecturers earned more than Nigerian lecturers. I'm assuring you that it will go as long as until the government fulfill all righteousness. All the agreement reached with ASU during the Jonathan regime, which the Buhari regime also have agreed to meet those conditions. There are workloads that have not been paid. As I speak to you now, most of the university lecturers are paid 78% of their salary. The remaining, nobody knows when it will be paid. This is very, very bad. Nobody can work effectively under this type of condition the government is subjecting lecturers to. So that is why we are pressing down that all conditions, all agreements reached between ASU and the federal government must be made before we can go back to the classroom.
Now let's check out what's happening at the Edo State House of Assembly after the fiasco that happened yesterday, which saw the impeachment of the Speaker, Justice Okunobo, and his Deputy Speaker, Elizabeth Ativie. At the resumed sitting on Tuesday morning, Kabiru Ajoto assumed his seat as Speaker of the House with 16 other members in attendance. The former Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, and other members suspended were absent from the sitting despite announcing a counter-suspension.
The NNPC should, as a matter of urgency, send their technical team of engineers and experts, environmentalists, safety officers to this area to possibly barricade, trace, and repair the ruptured pipe to stop leakages. 2, the authority concerned should make adequate preparation to assist the affected farmers and fishermen and most farmlands and rivers, streams are affected. 3, that the state government should intervene and ensure that NNPC, NOSRA, National Oil Spillage Detection Response Agency, and all other relevant authorities carry out the necessary cleanup as soon as possible. 4, all agencies involved in compensation to the affected people should ensure they look into this matter and in the allegation and to alleviate the suffering of the people so affected.
This forms part of the resolution of this House. Please say ayes. Aye. Contrary say nay. The ayes have it.
There's more politics when news across Nigeria returns. We'll be talking about the ABGA primaries with our political correspondent, Sheun Okinbaloye. Stay with us.